Barbershop Conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. So, Robert Kraft and Robert Kelly go to jail today, right? And you wouldn't believe what Robert I have no pity for. People on my channel like, what? I can give two shits about R. Kelly, man. Please don't give him the death penalty. Please let him spend 40 years in jail in general population with 2 cellmates. You know what I mean? And please don't delay this trial. He's going to have the money to delay the trial. He's going to ask that, it can't be tried. He can't get fair justice here. We're still reviewing the evidence. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just thinking stuff that I've seen in movies and shit, right? How they delay trials and shit. But at the end of the day, man, I can give 2 shits about R. Kelly, man. After that, I'm gonna be real, as typically I am. R. Kelly can't be in my presence ever. After watching that documentary, like, as I told you, I forgot. You know what I mean? And that's and I was part of the problem, right? I literally forgot about R. Kelly's transgressions, forgot. You know what I mean? We all can go back to Aaliyah, her parents didn't step up and say, what the fuck are you doing? You know, they basically, in my humble opinion, they allowed their 15-year-old daughter to marry a grown man. You know, and if that gets caught, then it doesn't spiral out of control. But, you know, that's, you know, we can't be, I don't know how I feel about R. Kelly. 10 counts, you guys. It's well documented everywhere. And Robert Kraft. We're going to have some holy rollers in my comment section after this saying prostitution's wrong, it's illegal, it's this. Man, let the woman do what the fuck she want to do with her body. You know what I mean? She can get tattoos, she can get ear piercings, etc., man. You know, she can have babies, she can have abortions, she can get her breasts augmented, she can get butt implants, she can smoke cigarettes, she can smoke weed now. You know, she can take steroids. Let people do what they want with their body. You know, she owns her vagina. Let her do what she wants with her vagina.
Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Yashem Yahushua, by Yashem Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and the others that rule well. Peace and blessings to you, brothers out there that's kicking his word in sincerity, also in truth. You heard Barbershop Conversations. He just commentating on boxing, and he does a very good job. You know, I watch his vids, and he's very knowledgeable on you know, just boxers and things of that nature. And also, I agree with him with some, you know, political aspects of boxing, of how, you know, it's a lot of biasness in boxing, you know. But what you heard there, you heard him say, you know, he could give 2 shits about R. Kelly. But with Robert Kraft, you know, that's okay. You know, what he's doing, you know. Now, I'm not sitting here condoning what R. Kelly done. You know, he's wicked. But it's just like, our people go so hard on each other, but when it comes to the so-called white man, you give him a pass. The thing about these rings, these prostitution rings, a lot of them include pedophilia. A lot of them include pedophilia. A lot of these women who are prostitutes, they were taken as children and forced into prostitution, man. You see what I'm saying? So for you to be like, oh, well, it's all good, you know, for these women to do that, man. You giving the so-called white man the benefit of the doubt. But somebody who look just like you ready for him to get 40 years locked away in prison. But that same austerity you don't show towards the enemy, the person that looks at you as if you're a piece of shit. You know, excuse my language, but this is our people, man. Our people love to go hard on each other. Look at this. I just typed in rappers exposed. And most of these vids that you see here were made by Jake exposing each other. Exposed. I watched this from Jake exposing, exposed. Jake loves to go hard on each other, man. Jake loves to go hard on each other, but when it comes to the so-called white man, Jake has absolutely nothing to say, man. You see what I'm saying? You seen that with these so-called leaders that came out of nowhere that decided to get on to the younger brothers, like they like to say younger brothers, about our explicit language, alluding to the Torah only guys, the Zion Lex and things of that nature. But when it came to exposing the conscious community, you see Zion Lex going hard. Look at this. Look at this. Zion Lex going hard. Clashing head to head. But when it came to the so-called white man, we just gotta, he's speaking all humbly. We just gotta come together and we just gotta, and we're not racist. And man, our people are sad, man. Our people are really sad, man. And our people really do have Stockholm syndrome, man. They love the so-called white man. But when it comes to their own people, they go hard in the paint. This guy, Sassu and Seti, man, ridiculously vulgar when it comes to his own people. But when a sister called in about him being revolutionary, trying to take over government, he called the girl the B word, calling her an agent. But hold on, ain't you supposed to be revolutionary, man? Let me give you an example of this guy.
Let my brother speak his piece.
Okay, the Moors, bunch of dumb motherfuckers.
Okay, we got to revisit this.
You want to be a Moor? I don't want to be no goddamn Moor. I don't fuck with you, nigga. I'm African in my heart, and I know it's some Moors out there that probably got a good heart, but if you still latching on to that information after it has been exposed, that show that you still mentally
once again, family,
and I cannot fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm always having a good heart. People say unify. You can't unify with a motherfucker that has a total different concept or where the fuck they going. Where we gonna unify? Where's the middle? Ain't no middle ground. You got motherfuckers saying black means death and all this shit. And that's some motherfuckers come up trying to defend the goddamn wicked shit. Niggas with a goddamn white woman. Y'all niggas say white means purity. Black means death. White means purity. What kind of nigga is you? And you see these
But when it came to the so-called white man, when that sister asked you a question, you don't see Jake doing all this, man. You don't see Jake going hard on the so-called white man. The only people that you see standing up against the evilness of the so-called white man is, man, let's be real, man. GMS, man. You see what I'm saying? And you know what? I have to say, you have other camps going in, man. But it's really, man, it's really, people who consider themselves Hebrew Israelites, man. All the other groups, man. All they're doing is just arguing, man, and monetizing arguments, man, amongst each other. No solution whatsoever. And this is a part of the curses, man. There's absolutely no unity in the so-called black community, which you're not black. You are Israelite, man. The term black is a social construct that was made by Europeans to categorize you as subhuman. Let's get to the scriptures, man. Now, this is Deuteronomy 28 and 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother and towards the wife of his bosom and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, which he shall eat. He hath nothing left in the siege, and the straightness wherewith the enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. That's right. So in the time of famine, okay, our people, the man of our nation are gonna have an evil eye towards, their children and towards one another, man. And they're going to be willing to eat one another, man. But really just emphasizing on verse 54, that's what you see, man. You see our so-called brothers, have an evil eye towards the somebody who looks just like them, the brother. towards the wife of his bosom. You know, dang on saying the so-called white man has to tell us to take care of our women, man. You know, which, you know, we know these women are wicked out here too, but hey, you know, just for conversation's sake, evil eye towards your children. Jake out there having children not taking care of them, man. All this is part of the curses, man. America has bred a whole bunch of selfish, egotistical, you know, carnal Negroes, man. You see, that love to talk down on one another. But when it comes to the so-called white man, you have absolutely nothing to say, bro. Absolutely nothing to say. And this is the problem with our people, man. You see, our people don't stand up when it comes to righteousness. But when it comes to, you know, exposing and talking down, then our people are number one on the list, man. Here you are, the brother from a barbershop conversation. He's for Robert Kraft, man. And Robert Kraft is wicked as hell. And more than likely, that dude is soliciting pedophilia, man. You know, when you go into these prostitution rings, you do research on them. You have a lot of these prostitutes. They were kidnapped as kids and was enforced into prostitution, man. What are you talking about, man? But R. Kelly needs 40 years for marrying a 15-year-old, which scripturally speaking is not ridiculous, man. We have in the past generation, you seen that. You seen women getting married at 15 years old. Heck, my grandmother got married at 15. So was my grandfather a pedophile, man? You know? Our people are very Eurocentric, man. And our people are like crabs in a bucket. Okay? Habakkuk 1:4. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. And because of these Europeans, these Edomites are over us, wrong judgment proceedeth, man. Our people deem each other as the problem, but not the so-called white man. And that's a problem, man. You see, they get on to us for going hard on the so-called white man, but they prefer to go hard on each other, man. This is the backwardness of our people, man. Of you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You got so-called Negroes out there that are condemned Latinos, so-called Latinos, which is a northern tribe, coming over here to the U.S. Okay, trying to make a living for themselves. But you had nothing to say about Edom destroying Mexico, destroying Central America, destroying South America. There's a damn coup going on right now before our eyes. History is being made. Where are you niggas at, man? Why aren't you condemning that? But you could make a vid about R. Kelly. You know? Hey, man, that's why a lot of our people had to be destroyed, man. Because a lot of our people agree with wickedness, man. Okay? Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. If you are agreeing with the so-called white man, in particular, Edomites, and condemning your own people, man, which our people are wicked, right? You know, understandable. But if you think that a so-called Negro in the hood is a problem of America, okay, it's the problem of America, right? And not the wickedness of the so-called white man. You're part of the problem, man. You really are, because a nigga is a creation of the conditions that so-called white people have put our people in for centuries. Okay? But here you are giving these people a pass, man. And it's a damn shame, man. And you know, this is not to the brother barbershop conversation. It's not for him. I just use that clip as an example. You know, this is a bigger problem that we see in our communities, man. Our so-called communities, man. There's no proper judgment that's being issued out. And our people, you know, condone all this wickedness that the so-called white man does, man. But go hard in the paint on each other. Expose each other. Ready to fight each other, man. Nigga like Sarah Susan said, he hella disrespectful towards the so-called black man. Disrespectful. But when it comes to white people, I don't hear him say shit about them, man. You supposed to be so revolutionary. Where the revolution at, man? Niggas on the comic boards. What are you doing? Coming on our comic boards saying what this, what that. What are you doing for to help the plight of your people, man? But talking trash, man. You know? But you have absolutely nothing to say about the so-called white man. Nothing. Pollution in the air, pollution in your communities, man. There's actually a term called environmental racism, because going into how where we stay at, so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, is riddled with pollution. Case in point, Flint. Poisonous water. But you people have nothing to say. Nothing. But when it comes to exposing your people, oh man. You got people out there that make 2-hour vids on R. Kelly. But Robert Kraft, he'll get a pass, man. You know? The Most High is not looking for that, man. The Most High is looking for somebody who's going to tell the truth, who's going to shine that light. And now a lot of our people are in darkness, are in death, man, are black. You know, you watching this video, man, you in that spirit, you better repent. You better repent to the Heavenly Father, man. You know, call Allah Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua.